The years weren't supposed to vanish in a sudden puff of smoke. I'd always pictured a quiet fade, like the last page of a book turning. Evenings with Frank, my husband, hands entwined, the gentle rhythm of old age settling in. But life, surprise, it's not a soft landing. Nobody tells you your heart can still ignite with the wild yearnings of youth when your hair's gone gray and life's edges have blurred into comfortable routines. They don't warn you that the woman who danced fearless, felt her pulse hammer at a touch, is still in there waiting to be jolted awake. And here I am, twilight years, life flipped upside down by choices I can barely explain, led astray by a hunger I thought was long gone. They say you get what you deserve, but this? My quiet life detonated. One stupid, reckless mistake, and everything's unraveling. Now, sitting in the shadow of what I've done, I wonder if there's any way to fix this mess, or if my last shred of hope slipped away with a younger man's smile. Routine. It's a gilded cage, especially the one you build yourself, brick by predictable brick. Year after year, you lay them down, and if you're not careful, you're sealed in. Layers of comfort, quiet resignation, creeping like rust. Frank and I, we built that life. Decades. A marriage of comfortable silences, a home that held echoes of laughter, arguments, and finally just quiet. Kids raised, watched them stumble, grow, then drift off into their own orbits. After they left, our marriage smoothed out, an untroubled sea. No more fights, but no more of those glances that used to set the air crackling, no touches that made you feel alive. Like old stones we'd worn smooth, softened by time, and I started to feel invisible. Frank's love was solid, dependable, but the warmth was gone. It was like he didn't really see me anymore, not who I was, but who I was supposed to be. Aging wife, grandmother. We were so polite, so steeped in routine, even affection felt like a duty, not a spark. I was a photograph left too long in the sun, faded, fragile, losing the colors that made me, me. Then Danny showed up. The UPS guy, cosmic joke, right? Delivering not just bills and catalogs, but a jolt of something vital, something I thought I'd lost forever. 26, young enough to be my grandson, but there was this charm, this innocence I couldn't resist. I knew what people would think, the way he lingered at the mailbox, just a beat too long, the smile that hung on his lips like he saw something in me I hadn't seen in years. The first time, it was innocent. I was in the garden, roses, hands stiffening with age. He walked up, broad shoulders, package in hand, my name in neat print. Stopped short, saw me. "Mrs. Hamilton," he grinned, "those roses are jealous. They don't stand a chance next to you." Kind, polite, a young guy being nice to an old lady. That's what I told myself. But those words, they stuck. It became our little game, glances, small smiles, compliments about the garden, laughing at my silly jokes. His hand brushed mine, handing over mail, and a spark, something I thought was dead, flickered. I don't know when it shifted, maybe when he offered to carry a heavy box to the porch, or stayed a minute longer on the steps, talking nonsense. Or the day I watched him walk away, and my heart slammed in my chest. Shameful, exhilarating. 70 years old feeling like this? Awkward, giddy, out of control. Sneaking glances at the clock, waiting for the brown truck, hoping he'd have an extra minute. Danny, he sensed it. My eagerness. Respectful, careful, not crossing that invisible line. Which somehow made it more thrilling. A quiet rebellion against the silence of my life with Frank. A tiny secret, mine alone. Those few minutes I felt alive. Energy I hadn't felt in decades. Didn't know one spark could blow up everything. Each morning, harmless thrill, distraction. But slow, so slow I was crossing lines I never imagined. On a path that would wreck not just my marriage, but the life I'd carefully built. Looking back, I should have seen the danger in those smiles, those glances. But when you've spent years feeling unseen, you'll do almost anything to feel desired again, even throw caution to the wind. 2 weeks after the first jolt, Danny's visits were the center of my day. Couldn't deny it. Something serious was stirring. Needed to talk to Peggy, my oldest friend. Peggy and I, 40 years. Friendship forged in early motherhood, shared afternoons, seen each other through everything. Parents lost, Frank's heart scare, Peggy's divorce, solid rock. But this, different, secret like a hot coal, couldn't carry it alone, scared to share. Wednesday, tea on her sunlit patio, worked up the nerve. "Peggy," I started fiddling with my teacup. "You ever feel out of place in your own life? Like you built something so solid, you can't shake it, even when it feels stifling?" Peggy arched an eyebrow. Ellen, we're 70, not 17. Thought we were past that. Small smile, but her face softened. Saw my expression. I leaned in, voice low. There's someone, I whispered, couldn't meet her eyes. Someone who makes me feel different. Alive. Silence. Lawnmower hummed in the distance. Shock. Worry on her face, something else I couldn't read. Ellen, soft voice. I hope this isn't serious. You know, Frank. She stopped, lips tight line, unsure how much to say. We've both seen what happens when people chase these feelings. Temptations. I nodded, cheeks hot. I know, Peggy, it's just sometimes I feel invisible. With Frank, no excitement, no feeling noticed. Danny, I feel seen again. Peggy reached across, hand over mine. Maybe there's a reason you're feeling this way, gentle voice. But be careful, Ellen. We're not as resilient anymore. A fall from this height. Her words echoed. Warning. Tried to heed it. But then Danny. Next morning, easy smile, words vanished. Just his eyes, lingering, making me feel younger, lighter, worthy. Days turned into weeks. Danny visits, ritual, anticipation, sharper each day. Thrill blossomed, something deeper, dangerously close to intimacy, not love. Foolish to think that. But lied if I said I didn't think about him after he left. Innocent beginnings. Touch on the arm, handing mail. Glance held a beat too long. Then, quiet morning. Frank gone to the store. Danny leaned in, low voice. You mind if I stay a bit longer today? Hesitant tone, but eyes, something new. Just, enjoy talking to you, Mrs. Hamilton. Simple, harmless words. Thrill. Invited him in. George's chair. Guilt. Exhilaration. He seemed at ease. Decades between us didn't matter. Just two people, quiet moment, a world of our own. Don't call me Mrs. Hamilton, soft voice. Ellen, he smiled. Young woman again, caught in his attention. Hours, felt like. Dreams of travel, job frustrations, open book, ambitions, uncertainties. Forgotten they existed, those feelings. Connection. Years since I felt that. When he left, door, watched him walk away, heart beating too fast, crossing lines, closer to a place I couldn't come back from, helpless to resist. Days wore on. Ways to see him more. Lingered at mailbox. Accidentally checked watch, reasons to run into him on his route. Stolen moments, rebellion against the life I'd accepted. Alive, vibrant, decades. Meetings more frequent, anxiety, silent warning. Affair, even this simple, couldn't stay hidden. Despite the thrill, part of me knew every moment with Danny, risk. Shatter the life I'd built. Frank, man of habit. Time before he noticed, subtle changes, leaving the house as he came home. Lost in thought at dinner, Danny conversations, not George's day. Evening, washing dishes, Frank behind me. Frown, too familiar. You seem distracted lately, Ellen. Steady voice, suspicion edge. Something on your mind? Froze. Soapy water, gaze on sink, worry in my eyes, couldn't let him see. Just garden things, too light voice. Trying to keep busy, you know how I get. Nodded, unconvinced. Watched him walk away. Unease. Frank not one to push, but observant. Careful. Questions I couldn't answer. Next day, waiting for Danny. Thoughts clouded. Fear George seeing through it. Catching me. Lie I couldn't backtrack from. Then Danny. Familiar figure. Every fear melted. Thrill of seeing him. How he made me feel alive. Conversation deepened. Hand brushed mine. Lingering. Sparks. Realized. Actions no longer innocent. Dangerous waters. George's suspicions grew. Life, marriage, family, unraveling, painful paradox, continuing this path of no return. But Danny's touch, gaze, irresistible, pulled by a current, powerless to stop. Rocks looming, tangled in desire, deceit. Knew whatever came next, change everything. Point of no return, hope for strength to face consequences. Summer waning, urgency. Danny, me, each meeting, weight of what we were doing, couldn't stop. Quiet afternoons, George out, house, private domain, Danny, harmless visits, mailbox, porch, connection deepened. Inside, alone, secrecy, one day, house still, heart pounded louder than usual still. Didn't hear George's car, door, voice, stomach dropped. Ellen. George's tone, low, even, sharp, cut through the silence. Danny froze, cheeks hot, turned to George, doorway, eyes locked on me. Intensity, never seen before. George, stammered, words. Explain, tension. He held up hand, silenced me. Don't. Gaze flicked between Danny, me, hurt, fury. Suspicious for weeks, Ellen, thought, mad. But now, seeing this, voice broke. Something crumbled in me. Reach out, explain, ease his pain. Couldn't find words. Betrayal, bare, undeniable, unforgivable. Danny sensing it. Sir, maybe I should go. George face hardened. Yes, think that would be best. Coldly, eyes on me. Danny, rattled, gathered things, left. Door clicked shut. George, me. Suffocating silence. Didn't speak. Looked at me. Sadness. Before. Quiet, reserved, betrayed man, destruction of something cherished. Taken for granted, cherished. Why, Ellen? Finally, soft voice, pleading, opened mouth, hollow words. Explain years of feeling invisible, feeling alive again, rebellion, reminding myself I was still here, still capable of feeling. Justify nothing. Don't know, George, whispered. Selfishness. Wasn't thinking. Didn't mean for this. Silence. Distant gaze, stranger, woman married for 50 years. Suppose we both took each other for granted, murmured. But Ellen, never thought you would. Voice breaking, tears, heart aching. What I'd done, hurt inflicted on this man, loved me through quiet years. I'm sorry, George, whisper. Don't know what else to say. Looked at me then. Resignation, decision, barely stand to voice. Need some time, Ellen. Don't know if forgive this, need time to think. Turned, left, guilt, overwhelming silence, more oppressive than ever. Days followed, house emptier. George, me, barely spoke. Comfortable silence, strained tension, every interaction. Tried to amend. Bridge chasm, distant look, curt reply. Then, messages from Danny, apologetic, remorseful. Didn't mean trouble. No idea George would come home. Tone changed. Insistent, angry. Why haven't you replied, Ellen? Text. You said you wanted to be with me, didn't you? Chill, realized. Danny might feel more than I had. Fleeting excitement. Danny, something else entirely. Evening, living room. Phone lit up. Danny again. You can't just pretend this didn't happen, Ellen. I know you care. Don't let him come between us. Part of me, respond, explain, over. Couldn't live this lie. Part, barely recognized, trapped. Pushed him away abruptly, retaliate, expose everything, friends, family. Tried to forget it. Next day, grocery store, glimpse of him. Truck, eyes following me, slight smirk, shiver, hurried inside, heart pounding, watching me, waiting. That night, George broke silence. Dining room, plates untouched, weary expression. Ellen, heavy voice. Can't pretend this didn't happen. Need to know. Is he going to be a problem? Surprise. George, despite hurt, finding a way forward. No, George, voice trembling. It's over. Told him. Nodded slowly, doubt in his eyes. Hope so, Ellen. Don't know how much more of this I can take. Weight of choices, life taken for granted, love betrayed, hanging by a thread, snapped by misstep. George got up, left. Dread. End things with Danny. Make him understand. No future, but fear. Danny, quiet insistence, unrelenting persistence, might not let me go easily. Following days, avoid Danny. Stopped mailbox, changed grocery, left house only when necessary. Nervous glances, couldn't escape feeling. Always there, watching, waiting, slip up, morning, pruning roses. He appeared, didn't hear him. Garden edge, same smirk, dread. Danny, calm voice, trembling hands. Shouldn't be here. Signed, closer, inches away. Why are you avoiding me, Ellen? Can't just walk away after everything we shared. Danny, firmly, strength I didn't feel. This has to stop. Whatever this was, it's over. Can't do this anymore. Face twisted anger. Pang of fear. Danny not young, harmless. Something darker. So that's it? Low, venomous voice. You're just going back to your perfect little life? Pretend like none of this happened? Stepped back, heart pounding. Yes, Danny, exactly what I'm going to do. Tense moment. Stared at me, rage, chill, then, without word turned, walked away. Alone in garden, heart racing, mind dread, watched him disappear. Whatever peace I'd hoped for, out of reach. Played with fire, stable life, ashes. Wait, hope damage done. Week passed. Danny's last visit haunted me. Shadow over quiet moments. Barely eat, sleep. Might appear any moment. Anger simmering. George, watching, guarded eyes, patience thin. Evening, living room. Broke silence. Ellen, low rumble. Don't think you realize serious this is. Whatever you think you had with him can't just end here. Men like that don't just walk away. Reality. Slap. Deep down, knew he was right. Danny not one to let go. Ignoring him wouldn't drive him away. Persistence relentless. Tried everything to sever connection. Always there. Lurking, waiting, moment to pull me back. I know, George, whisper. Never meant for any of this. Didn't realize. Shook head, cutting me off. Realize what? Playing with fire, Ellen? You knew what you were doing, moment you invited him into our home. Sting of words. Truth. Weight I couldn't bear. Allowed this. Spiraled out of control. Consequences all around. What do you want me to do? Trembling voice. Tell me, George, how to fix this. Looked at me. Sorrow, frustration, slumping shoulders, sighed. Don't know if this can be fixed, quietly. But I know one thing, Ellen. Can't keep pretending this will go away on its own. Knew he was right. Couldn't hide. Mess I'd created. Ignore Danny's presence. Save what was left of marriage. Confront him. Make it clear. Over. Risk. Dangerous gamble. Only way forward. End this. Pray he'd respect decision. That night, awake, plan formed. Meet Danny one last time. Make him understand. No future. Risk. Dangerous gamble. But only way forward. End it. Once and for all. Pray he'd respect decision. Morning, sent Danny message. Meet secluded spot outskirts town. No one see us. Speak without being overheard. Hands shook. Heart racing. Waited for response. Reply. Simple. I'll be there. Relief. Dread. And I'd been dreading, hoping for. Driving to meeting spot. Mind raced. What to say. Make him understand. Connection. Thrilling. Mistake. Memories. Distant. Dream. Barely remember. Regret. Weight of choices. Arrived. Danny already there. Truck. Casual. Indifferent. Eyes lit up. Saw me. Excitement. Stomach twisted guilt. Ellen. Warm voice. Soft smile. Starting to think you'd forgotten about me. Deep breath. Steeling myself. Danny, this has to stop. Firm voice. Can't keep doing this. I've made a mistake. Frowned. Expression darkening. Mistake? Repeated, hurt. Is that all this was to you? A mistake? Hesitated. Words. Danny, you're young. Whole life ahead. This, whatever this was, never going to last. We both knew that. Face twisted anger. Narrowing eyes. You think you can just walk away after everything we shared? Stepped back. Chill. Yes, Danny, I'm ending this. Please don't make this any harder. Moment. Stared at me. Unreadable expression. Then laughed. Cold, bitter sound. Echoed. You really think you can just throw me away like that? Like I'm nothing? Pang of fear. Sharp realization. Danny, not young, harmless man. Darker beneath surface. Desperation. Unanticipated. Danny, please, shaking voice. Never meant to hurt you. Just need to move on. Stepped closer. Intense gaze. Low voice. You don't get to decide that, Ellen. Not after you've used me and thrown me aside. Panic. Heart pounding. Step back. This is over, Danny. I'm leaving. Don't want to see you again. Turned. Walked away. Trembling hands. Car. Didn't look back. Didn't dare see anger in his eyes. Hurt I'd inflicted. Driving away. Surge of relief. Freedom. Beneath it, lingering dread. Fear Danny's bitterness wouldn't end easily. Hope he'd respect decision. Days passed. Continued to lurk on edges of my life. Hope in vain. 2 days later. Loud knock. Door. Heart leapt. Fear. Danny. Twisted face anger. Open door. Not Danny. Son. Stephen. Worry. Frustration. Searching eyes. Seeing me for first time. Mom. Tense voice. We need to talk. Let him in. Living room. Shaking hands. Sat down. Bracing myself. Dad told me everything, Stephen began. Steady voice, disappointment about what's been going on with you and that man. Stomach dropped, shame, looked away, couldn't meet his gaze. Stephen, I didn't mean for any of this. Shook head, frustration. Mom, do you even understand what this is doing to Dad, to our family? This isn't you. Swallowed. Weight of actions. I know, Stephen. Mistake. Terrible mistake. Trying to make it right. Sighed, hand through hair. Well, you better make it right fast. Dad's at the end of his rope. If you don't fix this, don't know if there's any coming back from it. Left. Words echoed. Grim reminder. Consequences. Betrayed people who loved me. Shattered trust. Family. Ruins of my making. Hope for chance to rebuild. Find way back to life I'd nearly destroyed. Days passed. Hope. Fool's errand. Danny's presence loomed. Dark cloud. Texts more frequent. Calls more insistent. Ghost I couldn't escape. Reminder of mistakes I couldn't undo. Alone in silence. Empty home. Reckoning. Avoided so hard finally upon me. No going back, no undoing choices. Painful task facing consequences. Hoping somehow I'd find way to survive them.